Good morning, students. Standard 9. Today, I am going to discuss about thrust and pressure. And this is your chapter, gravitation. Okay. Before I am going to discuss thrust and pressure, I want to give you two examples. Okay. Suppose you want to fix a posture on a bulletin board. So, what will you do? To do this task, you will have to press drawing pins on your thumb. And you apply force on the surface of area of the head of the pin. Okay, just like this is the notice and this is the notice board. Okay, so this is notice. Got it? So you fix here pin. These are the pin. So you apply pressure here on the head of the pin, on the surface of the pin. Okay, and you apply vertically downward to the board. Okay, so that you fix it. You fix it. Got it? Second example, when you stand on loose sand, okay, your feet go deep into the sand, and when you lie down on the sand, you will find your body will not go deep in the sand, because in the first case, when you stand up here on the sands, the force acts vertically downward, means acts in the particular direction. Okay, and your feet goes into the sand because the surface area is very less. Okay, in comparison to light. So in the both instances, you have learned that the force acting vertically downwards, here the force is acting perpendicular to the surface of sand, or force acting perpendicular to the surface of the board while fixing notice. Okay, this is known as what? Thrust. This is known as thrust. So this is force acting perpendicular or any particular direction. Force acting on any particular direction. Okay. Then what is the result of the thrust? Okay. So if you take the example of the second case, when you are standing, your feet goes into the sand, but when you are lying down, your body doesn't go into the sand, because it depends on the surface area of contact between you and on the surface of sands. So when the surface area decreases, okay, the thrust per unit area increases. Okay, and when the surface area increases, thrust per unit area decreases. Okay, because here your weight acts vertically downward and your weight doesn't change in both the cases while you are standing or you are lying down. So same thrust is applied, but depending on the area, your feet sinks down and your body doesn't sink. So this thrust per unit area, okay, is called pressure. So what is pressure? Pressure equal to thrust per area. Okay. So let us write unit of pressure. unit. So what is pressure? What is thrust? Thrust is simple force. So you can take SI unit is Newton and area. Area SI unit is meter square. Okay. So unit of pressure equal to Newton meter to the power minus 2. And it is also known as what? Pascal. Pascal. So this is about force and pressure. Let us discuss about pressure and liquids. All liquids and gases are fluids because they flow. Solids are not called fluids because they do not flow. A solid exerts pressure on the surface due to its weight. Similarly, fluids have weight and they also exert pressure on the base or walls of the container in which they are enclosed. So, pressure exerted in any confined mass of liquid is transmitted undiminished in all directions. So, here you are putting some liquid in a container. Pressure is exerted here in all directions except but in vertical direction. There is no pressure in vertical direction. Okay, pressure is only on the walls and the base of the container. Got it? But liquids or gases have some a property which is known as buoyancy. And what is buoyancy? When you take a dip in water, okay, you experience a upward thrust. You experience a upward thrust. So whenever you try to dip into water, after some times again you get pulled back to the upper surface of water, towards the upper surface, and this is known as what? Buoyancy. And it is the property of all fluids. Fluids means let it be liquid or gases. Okay. Next, what is Archimedes principle, students? Okay, it is based on buoyancy. So listen, whenever you take a dip in water, okay, you feel as if you are losing some weight. Where? In the liquid, and because this is due to the upward thrust of liquids. But at that upward thrust helps you, okay, to feel to lose your weight, but you actually do not lose your weight. You feel as if you lose your weight. Okay. So what happens? Suppose you lose 15 kg of weight. Okay, 15 kg of weight. It means, so you displaces water equivalent to the weight of your body loses. Okay, so the weight you lose is directly proportional to or exactly equal to the weight of water displaced by you. Got it? This is known as what? Archimedes principle. But actually you do not lose your weight. You feel like that due to upward thrust of water. Got it? Next come to relative density. What is relative density? Okay. So for practice, we take the density of water. Okay. Density of water as standard. Got it? Just like you measure anything by some standard unit, here also relative density is measured with the density of water. Means, suppose you want to measure the density of stone, means you are going to compare how many times the density of stone of the liquids. Okay, means how many times it is heavier than liquids. That is known as what? Relative density. So relative density formula, students, density of the substance, relative density, density of substance by density of water, density of water, means you are comparing the density of the given substance with the density of water. How many times of water it is. Okay, so your chapter gravitation is almost completed. In my next class I am going to teach you, okay, chemistry portion. Thank you.